Star Wars Episode 9 is set to conclude not only the Skywalker saga, but also the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one of the biggest questions that a lot of people have for Episode 9 is exactly what will Rey's path be like in this movie, and exactly who will she be interacting with in Episode 9. Now, we do know one thing, and one thing that is actually going to be a good thing is that she's actually going to be teaming up with both Finn and Poe in Star Wars Episode 9. Something that was honestly absent from both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi that we actually saw in the original trilogy, between, of course, both Luke, Leia, and Han Solo. Now, with that being all done and said, now these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, and one of these set designs actually does reveal something to do with Rey, specifically for a scene that seems like a parallel to that of Return of the Jedi when it comes to Jabba's sail barge scene. Now, what's really interesting is that Daisy Ridley and Eunice Watamo, by the way he portrays Chewbacca, filmed the sequence in Jordan in the middle of the desert from what's being described as a battle scene against some stormtroopers. Daisy was using a lightsaber hilt prop that appeared to be longer than a single blade, that could hint toward it being a double-bladed lightsaber. However, shots included her charging toward extras dressed as stormtroopers and deflecting the blast back at them from what it seemed. But Daisy Ridley would actually have certain moves with the lightsaber as extras fell down to the ground around 5 times for multiple takes. Pyrotechnics were used with the stormtroopers flying in the air on wires in front of a green screen. Daisy and her stunt double were also taking on speeders that were being dragged by trucks, where the speeders would crash into set pieces that appeared to be large boulders or the edge of a canyon. Oscar Isaac and Boyega were seen with blasters with more stunt men, dressed as creatures flying in the air on wires. Daisy was seen also in a scene with the hood over her head, talking with some of the extras that appeared to be Resistance fighters or a new clan. Now, I really want to go over some pointers here that really do gain my interest in Episode 9. Now, immediately, I started thinking to myself, this really is a parallel to that of Return of the Jedi. It seems like both Rey, Finn, and Poe are all working together and going up against, alright, the First Order and some new clan or creatures or natives to whatever planet this, really is. It could be Jakku, it could be Jeddah, it could be some other new planet that we don't really know about as of yet in Episode 9. Now, we heard about this lightly just about a week ago or so, I would say. It was about, 6 days ago, where Daisy was actually interacting with a lightsaber with Eunice Watamo as Chewbacca by her side, and there were explosions. They were actually using explosions for the scene, where her stunt double would be flying in the air. Rey herself flying in the air. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this sounds like it's going to be, I would have to say, in the beginning of the movie, or the middle of the film. The only reason as to why I believe it's going to be most likely the middle of the movie is because they already finished the first act of Episode 9 quite a number of weeks ago. So right now they're working on Act 2 and Act 3. Now with Act 3, I believe that's the hangar base sequence that we have been hearing about multiple times. That's going to be a part, at least a piece, of the final battle sequence in Episode 9. As far as the lightsaber hilt, alright, this is the big thing that I really want to talk about. The lightsaber hilt being longer than a single-bladed lightsaber, you would think it's a double blade, right? If it's a very long, lightsaber hilt, kind of like Darth Maul's, that would definitely be a huge hint and indicator that this is indeed going to be a double-bladed lightsaber for Rey. Now, just last week we heard that Daisy was using a blue lightsaber on the set over in Jordan for Episode 9, and that could either be the Skywalker lightsaber or a brand new one. Now, my belief is that this could be the planet Jakku, and she actually got new lightsabers, or just a new lightsaber, from the Jakku Observatory, which, by the way, holds a lot of Sith relics and artifacts. There's no question about it that they probably have Jedi stuff in there as well. The other thing is that maybe this is actually the planet Jeddah, and there's ruins of Jeddah, and she finds a lot of Jedi relics in there, and one of which being a lightsaber. It could be something around those lines. So there's really a lot going on in this movie. Jordan, they're shooting in there for 3 months. In fact, they might be done right now. 3 months of shooting over in Jordan, and that tells us that this planet is going to be a huge part of Episode 9. So whatever desert world this really is, it's going to be a huge piece in either the middle or the end of the beginning of this movie. So I would really love to hear what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.